What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. We are checking out the 8th album of EXO. Very excited about this one. Obviously, we checked out Crown, which thank you so much for all the amazing comments on that reaction. I really appreciate it. We obviously checked out I'm Home already. We checked out the trailer. If you missed those, check out the playlist somewhere out here for all things EXO. And we actually did... I reacted to Back It Up back when they performed it on the MMA Awards, if I'm not mistaken it was, and I was blown away. We checked out almost the entire MMA Awards stage, and usually at the end of the year I check out like the Mama, Golden Disc, MMA, KBS, Gaia de John, Dejijon, all those, AAA. I checked out basically like the full performances, so there's like 3.5-hour reactions to all of those, and obviously EXO performed Back It Up in that one, and I was absolutely blown away by that specific song. I was under the impression that it might be the title track, but obviously Crown 100% deserves that title. So we're gonna listen to it again, but just be aware of the fact that I did listen to the song once before, so I'm aware of how fucking hyped it is. As far as the rest of the songs, obviously I'm Home is the final song, which I will not be reacting to because I already did. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs to check out. So without further ado, let's go.
Run it back 같은 패턴 계속 거지럽힐 준비돼 있어 Next up 불편해져 너의 텐션 쉽게 내려갈 수 없게 put your hands up 찾았지 target 꽉 잡아 다시 right in yeah 기다림 끝에 시간이 됐어 running yeah 덮어봤자 안돼 태양빛이 점점 번져가게 돼 시끄러운 거리 everybody knows what's up I'm him. Gotta get all the things I need. Make them never touch my seat. Exhale, but can't stay still.
At last I've woken up. You don't say. Damn. Ooh. Damn, that is man, again, this like makes me imagine like a music video where all of them are together, including, Baekhyun, CBX, Chan, Baekhyun, and Schumann is like finally in their places facing each other. Like it almost feels like, I hate when when variety content does that, because usually the first thing that they always mention whenever there's like a bunch of like A-listers or something coming up together, they always call them the Avengers, and it always annoys me because I'm like, where's the love for, Justice League? But ironically, the first thought that I had is like, man, the Avengers basically facing each other, that would have been pretty fucking cool. Like imagine all of them in like this iconic shot, much like in the Justice League trailer where all of them are like standing. Like imagine EXO in that position, all of them like that would have been fucking amazing. And the bright light spread, like it legitimately reminds me of like the Justice League trailer with all of them standing together. There's like this epic fucking music. Like this is so freaking good. And I love the way it just, like, we came back to take the crown, and now we back up everything that we said we were going to do. We're not fucking leaving. That's pretty fucking dope. Let's take it back.
Gotta get all the things I need. Make them never touch my seat. Exhale, but can't stay still. 이제 우리 자리에 보란듯이 마주해 번져가는 밝은 stay up, I'ma back it up on the floor. 길고긴 밤이 서서히 희미해지지 when I drive. 숨어있던 이 숨소리 이제 조금씩 커져가. 숨이 차 더 끝까지 I'ma take it all up, no falling baby. 태워봐도 천천히 yeah I'll be on top baby all in.
You can get on top, dude. What?
어두웠던 밤을 흔들리지 않게 lock it up. You should already know I'm him.
I know.
따라와 이게 내 방식. 모든 준비 끝났지. Exhale 밟을게 stay still. Take it go out.
Oh man, that scream by Seoun. Oh.
I'm him.
Oh man, like the MMA performance, like, oh fuck, it was like the hype energy, like the way they went from Seoun to Kai was incredible. Damn.
어두웠던 밤을 흔들리지 않게 lock it up. You should already know I'm him. 따라와 이게 내 방식. 모든 준비 끝났지. Exhale 밟을게 stay still. Take it go out.
Ugh.
난 마침내 이 끝없던 긴 밤을 깨. Back it up. 새겨 흘러간 시간 위 멈추지 않게. 흐려진 그림자 따위 날 막지 못해. 온 세상에 새긴 내 흔적이 선명해. 당신 너대 we back it up. You hear that? Yeah we solo, we ballin', we coming, yeah we bro, we back. 난 마침내 이 끝없던 긴 밤을 깨. Back it up. 이제 우리 자리에 보란 듯이 마주해 번져가는 빨간빛. 네 자리는 어디에 날 보려면 저 위에 여기서 날 영원히. 마침내 눈부시게 드러낸 세상 위에 Wake up cause I stay up I'ma back it up on the floor. Back it up.
Fucking amazing. Man, this song is honestly one of my favorite songs from EXO ever. Like, I love Crown, don't get me wrong, and I listened to it probably like 55 times by this point. There's something so incredibly like epic and iconic about like that whole section with him and like Seoun like screaming in the back as well. It was amazing. And like I love how lore heavy both or all three songs so far are from this album: Crown, Back It Up, and I'm Home. Like the lyrics like relate so hard to the actual lore of them coming back, losing the powers in a sense, coming back home to where it all began, coming back to find their soul, because that's where we came from, as they like lose their powers in the trailer and whatnot, finding each other. The healer Lei Zhang coming back, ironically, you know, as well, in a sense, to create like this beautiful healing experience as he did in Crown as well. So them saying finally in our places, facing each other, as they kind of like all grab the crown, right? They reach their hand towards the crown in the original music video as well. The light spreads. Where's your place? Look up to find me. You know, here I'll be forever. It's not just that we're here. It's almost like it's not just that we are here. It's what we represent, and we're never leaving, in a sense. You know, so even if EXO is not going to be no more, if our music stops, our name will still be written on like the Hall of Fame, like walls and whatever else. Like we left an impression as the kings of this shit, and we're not giving up our crown anytime soon anyway. So, you know, it was really, really, really beautiful. I just love the way the song, you know, goes back and forth with Crown so fucking beautifully. To a point, honestly, like, if it wasn't for like the ultra like prestigious like concept for Crown with all the, you know, outfits and everything, you could probably take some of the visuals from Crown and pair it up with Back It Up in a way.
I'm standing 10 toes down in the game 이게 고치는 결과 따윈 관심 없는 play 나를 지나쳐간 pace 홀린 듯이 옮겨모 너의 수에 걸려 이미 나를 꿰뚫는군 눈 애써봐도 숨이 차 갇힌 것 같아 함정 속에 넌 놀이듯 grooving now 나만 봐봐 yeah 이 놀이 속에 널 쫓는 난 길을 잃어 매일 밤 습관처럼 미쳐가 이건 완벽한 error oh yeah 오만 넌 착각은 안 죄일까 그 솔직한 시선 사이 널 못 이겨 난 never ever I didn't my crazy 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 나를 흩뜨려 나 up all nighter crazy 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 take a look at my life crazy 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 보이는 발모에 홀린 듯한 매일 밤 속 쌓인 오답 숨 맞춰 멈출 것만 같아 끝이 없는 날매 세상만이 남아있는 감각 떠올려봐 흔적 같은 말 단서마저 없는 너 떨어져 난 깊은 곳으로 누구조차 없는 이건 덧칠까
Yo, every time I see like lyrics that say something about exit or anything or trap, I immediately think of Obsession because like literally like one of the key visuals is like the lit up exit sign and I think there was like a switch up in the lyrics, right? Seeing the exit to hear it's like there's no exit. Like it's really interesting how they constantly like dive back into like that darkness, quote unquote, which in Obsession it relates more so like there's like some fan interactions if I don't mistake, but like just like that, not only like the obsession but like that darkness that I keep on getting back into now that I got the crown and I backed everything that I said that I was going to do. It doesn't mean that the darkness gets easier to handle in a sense, but here there's also like a little bit of something, you know, getting tangled by something, wrong answers piled up inside every night, like they're singing about a certain someone who can be translated as like that darkness that I'm going back into. Anyway.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. 보이는 발모에 홀린 듯한 매일 밤 속 쌓인 오답 숨 맞춰 멈출 것만 같아 끝이 없는 날매 세상만이 남아있는 감각 떠올려봐 흔적 같은 말 단서마저 없는 너 떨어져 난 깊은 곳으로 누구조차 없는 이건 덧칠까 또 헤매도 없는 답 이건 완벽한 에라 벗어나도 네 손 난 더 미쳐가 매 순간 널 못 이겨 난 never ever crazy 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 나를 흩뜨려 나 up all nighter crazy 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 take a look at my life 이곳도 내 선생님이 널 부르고 있지 잔인한 넌 흔적 없이 사라지지 헤어날 수 없이 망가지고 있어 이대로 너에게 더 미쳐가
Oh damn, that was unexpected. It's almost like now they're the ones who are going for the obsession, no pun, you know. Damn. So there's obviously like a little bit more of a romantic something that is a little bit of a toxic something as well. And it's driving them crazy, no pun, but also like the way the instrumental just accelerated to emphasize like them, you know, not even running in circles, they're them spiraling out of control at like an insane rate. That was really, really cool. That was super unexpected in my opinion.
사라지지 헤어날 수 없이 망가지고 있어 이대로 너에게 더 미쳐가
Oh.
Crazy 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 나를 흩뜨려 나 up all nighter Crazy 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 crazy
It gets crazier and crazier. was super unexpected. Holy shit, that was beautiful. But I love the fact that, if you think back to the song Obsession, it's more so now they're developing that same obsession in a sense. Like, you drive me so fucking crazy. Like, obviously, uh, this song feels less about the lore itself and more so about like a little bit of a toxic, in a sense, relationship, but also like I don't know if I want to relate it too much to like an actual concept, because it fits really well within like getting into like a toxic relationship, or maybe taking back the crown, backing it up, and now holding the power that drives you kind of like crazy, in a sense, makes you a little bit obsessed with it. Almost feels like you won the lotto. Sorry, I'll stop with the puns. But they're really looking for that love shot. Sorry, but it just feels like you drive me fucking crazy, and I love the instrumental just absolutely spiraling out of control, getting faster and faster. It was super unexpected, because that's what you do to me is the unexpected, so that was really, really cool. I really enjoyed the song, and honestly, like that speed up really like changed it from me like enjoying the song and thinking this is a really nice song to, damn, this is really surprising and a really nice song. Like it's gonna be hard for me to pick anything over something like Back It Up or Crown even, so I'm really excited to see how the rest of the album unfolds. So let's keep going. The next song is going to be oh, okay, goddamn.
곁에만 있어 Don't leave 널 불러봐도 다시 돌아보는 건 정말 도밀방 안에 나만 하루 종일 난 feeling upside down 잊어달란 말 I can't forget it 후회만 지게 남은 이곳에 나 혼자 wait Suffocate me till there's no
Oh my. We're getting nasty up in this bitch. Damn, you dirty boys.
기억에 갇힌 채 단 한 걸음도 난 못해 All day, all night 깊게 밴 듯해 내 안에 버릇이 된 기다림 하루 종일 난 feeling upside down 영원하잔 말 I won't forget it 신화 같은 chance 놓지 못한 채 아직 나 wait Suffocate me till there's no
I love the anti-drop. It fits so well.
처음부터 아니었어 내게 알면서도 붙잡았던 fake love Yeah you a bad 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 thing 네 눈빛도 속삭임도 전부 다 lie 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 숨 쉴 수가 없지 너 없이 난 이미 Suffocate me slowly 네가 나를 떠나버린 끔찍한 이 항목에서 Wake me up, tease me, bleed me, suffocate me, no
That was beautiful. Okay, so I really didn't necessarily want to go that way when reacting to Suffocate and to Crazy in terms of, you know, you can easily relate it to like toxic relationships, you know, you drive me crazy, you make me obsessed with you, without you I feel like shit. In Suffocate, it's almost like I would rather die with you than live without you. You left me in a nightmare, as they said. Now I'm calling out your name. All I get is silence in return. I feel as if I'm empty, and the only thing that makes me feel alive is like me being on the brink of death with my relationship with you as you suffocate me, in a sense. That is perfectly like, you know, conveying like an emotional like roller coaster through like a very dancey kind of song, as you put me in like this trance, much like Crazy kind of like did, in a sense. And the only way that I can feel anything is by being suffocated by you. So it's almost like a torture that brings pleasure, in a sense, which is very kinky. EXO, very nice. Anyway, if we look at the song, both this one and, you know, Crazy, from the perspective of how idols and how groups, K-pop groups, write songs with toxic relationships as metaphors for idol life, in a sense, as far as like reaching, like, let's even, we don't have to go too far, like the song Crown, getting that power, we came back, we're never leaving, but the top feels so empty because it almost feels so fucking hollow now that we're at the top. So it's like we're craving for like something greater, in a sense. It's like the higher we go, the emptier we feel. I don't know if we have to go that way, in a sense, but even something like Crazy, being obsessed with a never-ending goal of getting higher at your craft, or getting better, or nothing being able to really scratch that itch, in a way, as EXO is like this well-beloved, highly accomplished group. So I'm not sure if we could take it into like a metaphorical way, or just like the representation of like a toxic relationship that left me so fucked up that, you know, the only way for me to feel alive is by being suffocated by you, which is really, you know, kind of like the dark, the heartbreaking, and just leaves you in a mess, in a sense. So I feel like we can look at it from either way, especially because, again, when I think about a song like Obsession or Monster, for example, and I remember some of you guys' comments, a lot of those comments don't necessarily just relate to the lore itself, but also to like some shit that actually happened in their life, I think, if I remember correctly. So, you know, let me know your thoughts, your interpretation. Maybe I'm just speaking out of my ass. I do have a bit of a fever, so I'm not feeling the greatest if I look a little bit off. So let's continue. Moonlight Shadows.
너도 말해 깊은 고요 속에 저 달만이 너 하나를 비추고 찬 공기 위로 다정히 어루만져 아름다운 실루엣을 그려내 We just vibing 찾아내는 your lips 빠져닿는 눈빛 There's no hiding 감춰놓은 맘을 난 원해 Moonlight shadows got me hypnotized 깊이 새긴 너의 그림자 어둠에 가려져도 서로에게 물든 밤 Moonlight shadows got me hypnotized 나른해진 이 느낌이 좋아 다가서지
I'm about to step in, Mr. Rover. Sorry. Damn. Anyway.
Shadows got me hypnotized 나른해진 이 느낌이 좋아 다가서지 않는다면 몰라 기꺼이 우리 Come a bit closer 좀 더 가까이 거리를 좁혀가 향기를 허물어 We just vibing 이끌리는 손길 번져가는 온기 There's no high hypnotized 깊이 새긴 너의 그림자 어둠에 가려져도 서로에게 물든 밤 Moonlight shadows got me hypnotized.
Damn. That's their most like
Shadows got me hypnotized.
sexiest song so far.
Moonlight shadows got me hypnotized.
Damn. Yeah, this was definitely one of the most like sexiest songs that I've checked out from EXO, and that was probably the kind of genre that I more so expected, at least for them to do it once on this album, because it feels like this is like EXO in their elements, not as if like the other songs aren't, but you know, sexy EXO is definitely something that I was kind of like hoping for when it comes to this album. The vocals are, you know, as always, fucking beautiful, and I love that we flipped it a little bit from like super toxic relationship when I'm obsessed, I'm crazy, I want to be suffocated and all that kind of stuff, like very toxic, very heartbreaking, to now like showing like the light. In a sense, like some of the lyricism, like the fingertips running through the hair and everything, like really paints a really intimate picture, when you can imagine like a music video with a whole bunch of like close-ups on facial features, touching hands, you know, all that kind of stuff, like make something that is like very intimate to a point where it feels like, hey, should I even be watching this and be in the same room as you guys, because it feels like I'm not supposed to be here. Kind of reminds me of what I felt when I reacted to Jackson Wang and BB. They had a collab that feels a little bit what I'm just talking about, in terms of so intimate that it feels like you don't need me in the room with you. But that's kind of like the vibe. It's very sexy, very, very intimate. Not the front pocket, but in the back pocket. Oh, that feels like a throwback. And Lay is laying it in. Oh, Dio. For some reason, I can imagine the song get covered on like Boys Planet Season 3 or something like that. It just has like, it feels like such a throwback. If you told me like that EXO did the song like 10 years ago, I would 100% believe you. Like it has like that sort of vibe. Like even like the previous song, Moonlight Shadows, right? It has like a bit of a nostalgic kind of like sound to it, in a good way.
없던 일이 되게 너무 멀리 왔지. Don't press rewind. 잠깐 검색해 what's up 또 한참 감이 나 너도 내 맘을 읽어 어차피 다음을 우리나라 Yeah, confident that you need me 이런 식의 그림은 몰아칠수록 빠져들어 벌써 너도 날 원하지 어디든 멀리 저 끝까지 둘이 이어가자 원하고 있어 더 묻지 않아 더 깊이 속삭여 하나둘씩 실루엣까지 So real, so true Keep me with you in your back pocket
such a third gen chorus.
I'll be right there if you need someone. 다가와 넌 어디쯤 이 거리 좁혀 벌어진 틈 이제 너조차 모르게끔 날 찾게 해.
Ooh, overdose. Nice.
Never going down till I get you. Ever 내가 돼줄까 너의 기쁨 오늘 밤. Yeah 오늘 밤. In your back.
Oh, that was so nice. That was so nice. Definitely the second they said I'm overdosed, I thought of the overdose music video. But also, shall I become your joy tonight? We're getting to the climax apparently. Never going down until I'm with you. But if you're with her, are you? I'm just... There's no segue. I can't think of anything, so let's just take it back and pretend they didn't say anything.
다가와 넌 어디쯤 이 거리 좁혀 벌어진 틈 이제 너조차 모르게끔 날 찾게 해. I'm overdose too. Yeah. Never going down till I get you. Ever 내가 돼줄까 너의 기쁨 오늘 밤. Yeah 오늘 밤. In your back.
This is such a... This might actually be one of my favorite songs so far. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. This was beautiful. It felt like a throwback, honestly, like that chorus and like a perfect distribution between harmonious chorus, all of them singing together to then rap. Like it feels like a peak, like third gen kind of song. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like somebody threw me back in time, like 10 years back or something like that, and allowed me to experience like what K-pop sounds like back then, when all I knew back then was maybe Psy, and that's pretty much it, you know. So that's really, really beautiful. Like, I really enjoyed the song. I think I'm the one making all the innuendos that don't necessarily exist in the same, like, you know, intensity that they actually are in the song. So apologies for the immaturity on my part. Well, I'm not really apologizing, because, you know, apologizing means that I will stop doing it, but I won't stop, can't stop me now. Anyway, yeah, this was beautiful. I got no freaking comment, honestly. It's beautiful. Like, I love the, like, it's a really cool balance between, like, EXO talk your shit, take your crown back it up, and then you have like these two kind of like darker songs that can be interpreted as like very toxic, and dealing with that toxicity. And now you have songs that are a little bit more wholesome, and a little bit more sensual, a little bit more romantic, a little bit more, like, you know, sexy, but wholesome at the same time. The vocals are absolutely beautiful. I don't really get the chance in my reaction to really appreciate like production too much in terms of like really appreciating the vocals and everything, but they're freaking beautiful. It's EXO. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less. Touch and go. 벽을 세워봐도 간신히 네 앞에만 서는 이미 마음은 기울어져 아찔히 눈이 마주치는 순간 어지러워 모든 감각이 내 맘이 말을 듣지 않아 제어가 안 돼 Playing with fire 단숨의 날 사로잡아 We know where we go, yeah girl, here we go Touch and go, baby, touch and go Ooh. 쉽게 벽을 허물고 유유히 멀어져가도 Yeah touch and go baby touch and go
무너져 내려도 me no lie
Can't stop 헤어나올 수가 없어 선택지는 너뿐인걸
touching go touching go
Can't stop 바보처럼 보이는데도 너에게만 이러는 걸
touching go touching go
울려드는 burning can hear it 의미가 없는 걸 내 귀에는 오직
You know, it almost feels like the happier songs feel like a prequel to Crazy and Suffocate. If we try to create a coherent story from the album itself, it's like the romantic interest broke down all the walls as she turned them into a crazy mess, left them in a pile of darkness and whatever, and then they came back to take the crown. And find the light within them, come back home, as literally I'm home at the end of the album. But it is outside, that's kind of silly on my part, but like it is kind of interesting how we started, you know, with Crazy and Suffocate, only to it legitimately feels like when you're watching like an anime or like a movie or something, and it starts from like the darkest point possible, or where the action is really at its climax. And then episodes 3, 4, 5 are about like the prequel and how it came to this moment. So this song is like the realization of, hey, once I fall in love, well, it's already too late because I'm already in love, but I know this is not going to end fucking well at all. It's going to leave me in a crazy state, no pun, and it's going to leave me suffocated, no pun.
touching go touching go
Can't stop 바보처럼 보이는데도 너에게만 이러는 걸
touching go touching go
울려드는 burning can hear it 의미가 없는 걸 내 귀에는 오직 내 voice is 달콤한 favorite song We can fall in love in one night I'ma make it feel so right 소리고 싶지 않아 한마디면 충분해 나 전부 내가 택한 거야
We know where it goes yeah girl here it goes
Touch and go baby touch and go 천사를 닮은 그 미소 넌 쉽게 벽을 허물고 유유히 멀어져가도 yeah Touch and go baby touch and go 엉망이 되고 알아도 번번이 너의 앞에서 무너져 내려도 me no like 다시 너의 곁인 걸 습관처럼 난 다시 무너지는 걸 이 순간마저 흘러가잖아 더는 기다리게 하지마 Cause we know
touching go
Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay, there we go.
천사를 닮은 그 미소 넌 쉽게 벽을
Very magical.
유유히 멀어져가도 yeah
엉망이 될 걸 알아도 번번이 너의 앞에선 무너져 내려도 me no like
Can't stop 헤어나올 수가 없어 선택지는 너뿐인 걸
touching go touching go
Can't stop 바보처럼 보이는데도 너에게만 이러는 걸
touching go touching go
Damn, that was really beautiful. Again, I love the fact that we started with some dark songs. This feels more like a prequel, the last few songs, but this one is like a prequel with the realization that, oh shit, once I fall, it's too late and I'm gonna be fucked over for the rest of my life, you know? So that was really, really, really beautiful. I really loved like some of the production elements. It almost like adds a little bit of like hip-hoppiness. Like there's like production touches that emphasize like early 2000s hip hop kind of like sounds, if that makes sense, especially towards like that final bridge, as it sounds as if like Dio is delivering like the ending, and it feels like Dio is gonna go high, and then they all sing in unison, and then I believe it pointed to Suo going high, almost like a backing vocal, so to speak, as you hear him in the background as the chorus breaks. Like they kind of like did it in almost like an unexpected way. You almost like expected it to be a little bit more traditional, you know, bridge, go high, and then break into the chorus. But they kind of like played with it a little bit. I love darker themes and whatnot, but I will always appreciate like a little bit more wholesome and sexy side of EXO, even if I would prefer still something like Crown or Back It Up. But ironically, like something like Suffocate and like the previous song as well. Actually, I would say like Back Pockets is top 3 songs for me from this album, and like some of the production elements of Touch and Go make it like incredibly memorable. Ooh. Oh.
모든 길이 항상 낯선 채도 Would you left or right 변해가는 세상과 불안했었던 날 애써 뒤틀린 감정 속에 널 불러 점점 더 깊은 곳 파도에 너머로 그 끝이 너라면 잠겨둔 날
Oh.
길어진 밤이 내 편이라 믿고 잠든 적 없지 감히 밤과 낮이 자리 바꿀 때는 짧은 꿈을 꿔 날카로운 세상에 몇 번을 넘어져 다른 흉터에 흉터가 덮여지나 점점 더 깊은 곳 바다에 넘어도 내 끝이 너인 걸 알았어 난 So when I flat line 날 집어삼키는 그 파도의 기대 가쁘게 내쉬는 숨 어둠의 끝에서 발견한 찬란한 소면 네 눈하는 별 Loving you like it's the last time I could die, I could flat line Flat line 이 순간 너와 만나 나 yeah 기적보다 운명 같아 길었던 표를 끝내 Flat line 이 순간 너와 같은 마음 yeah 서로의 구원이 되어 마침내 만난 세상 Flat line 날 집어삼키는 blue 파도의 기대 가쁘게 내쉬는 숨 어둠의 끝에서 발견한 찬란한 수면 위 너라는 별 Loving you like it's the last time I could die, I could flatline
Oh. Damn. That was beautiful. Holy shit. Obviously, you can take this song in a romantic sense, as some of the other songs from this album, but at the same time, you can take the song as like a EXO song for one another, in a sense, like, and the way it ties into their lore as they finally found each other, and the home that they entered in I'm Home is finally complete. Like, and it's almost like a path of self-rediscovery if you think about the whole album, starting off with taking back the crown, backing it up, but then it goes into like a spiral with Crazy and Suffocate, and then goes back into Light. It's almost like a bit of a cycle of finding yourself, or finding yourself in a person that makes you feel like you're grateful to be alive. And it's basically like a cycle, because you know, much like in the previous song, like, loving you might be the biggest mistake I ever made, because I know that this is not going to end well, but as long as we're together, I'm going to be happy, even if, again, I'm going to go crazy, I'm going to suffocate, and all that kind of shit. Whichever way you look at it, from like a love perspective, lore perspective, just, you know, it feels like a cycle, regardless. So, and you know, going back to your roots, like the actual title of the album, reversing everything, like, at the end of the day, I found myself back at home. So it all leads back to the final song on the album, you know. So it's almost like home is not a physical thing, much like they say home is where the heart is. So you take back the crown, The homes are obviously different that they're in both of the music videos, but it's more so of like the metaphor of what the crown itself represents and what the home in I'm Home itself also represents. So this was absolutely beautiful. Again, like the vocals are absolutely gorgeous. I wish I could talk a little bit more about them from like a technical perspective or anything like that, but as you guys know, I'm not much of a singer or anything like that. So all I can say is that they were absolutely beautiful. And, this is actually, surprisingly enough, my first time reacting to a full EXO album. And I thought that it was a beautiful, like, experience. It felt at times like, it felt like multiple throwbacks in a way, like Crown made me think like they just picked it up right after the song Mama or something like that. Back It Up. It's like so fucking anthemic. It's one of their most hyped songs ever, I would say. And then you have other songs like Back Pockets or like this song, for example. Like they feel like almost like throwbacks. Like I feel like a lot of these songs, if it wasn't for some lyrics that directly correlate the current times that we live in, like using words like I'm him or we're vibing, which is not something that you would say 20 years ago. But at the same time, you could take all of these songs and almost like put them in like random albums from EXO, maybe from like years back, and they would fit pretty well. Or just put these songs back in those years when EXO was more active in a sense, and it would just fit incredibly well. I don't know. These are just my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, as always, make sure to like this video. I'm gonna go take some more medication because my throat is absolutely killing me, and this nose has got to go. Not literally, but I need to do something about this cold again that has been kicking my ass almost like 4 times a year. So hope you enjoyed it, the reaction. If you did, as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all next time. See ya.